All right, guys, welcome to the Will-Powered Exercise and Cardio Day. So as you can see, I am out on my patio. I'm not standing in some gym somewhere because here's the honest truth. You don't need a gym to get results. Okay, guys, so don't worry about that. We're good. I'm gonna walk you guys through some really cool exercise stuff, some cardio stuff, but mainly this is education. I wanna help you understand how you can use exercise and cardio very specifically to your goals. Because remember, you're either gonna be fat loss, you're gonna be muscle gain, or you're gonna be lifestyle maintenance. And they all can be used a little differently, okay guys? So the good news is you don't have to have a gym, okay? The key is movement. So the first thing that I wanna go through is the exercise portion. That's number one. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about our first goal, which is fat loss. So let's talk a little bit about exercise and fat loss. So the first thing you wanna remember is when you're exercising for fat loss, you're mainly trying to burn calories. That's the key, right? Don't get too distracted by all these different workouts you see out there, because to be honest, like I said, you don't need the gym, but you could also use any workout on this program. It will still work for you, okay? So that's very important to understand. So when you're exercising for fat loss, I want you to think of things like this: movement, sweating, keeping your heart rate up. The purpose of you, if your goal is fat loss, is when you're in the gym or doing a fitness class, or you could be doing bodybuilding, CrossFit, group fitness, you could be out here on your patio, you could be working to bands, as you can see right here. So I have this band out here. These are great. These are for any goal. I mean, especially fat loss. So you could travel with these. You can do anything you want. There's millions of workouts on the internet with these, okay? But the key concept is when you're exercising for fat loss is movement, increasing your heart rate, sweating, things like supersets. You could Google that and look that up. But fitness classes, things that are constantly have you moving to do what? Increase your heart rate. Because why? Increase in heart rate means you're going to burn more calories. And throughout the program, in order to optimize or enhance fat loss, the more calories you burn, I know this sounds kind of cliche, but the more calories you burn, the more fat your body will tap into to help you burn it. So that was my point, is don't get distracted by a lot of these workouts that tell you to do all these different things. I want you to think in your head, regardless of what your strength does, right? Regardless of what the resistance is, or the weight you're changing in the weight room, or what you're putting on the barbells. The key is movement. The key is increasing your heart rate. That is what is going to help you achieve your goal the best. So, with exercise, higher rep ranges, right? You want to stay up there in those higher reps. Anywhere from 10, that's the low end, all the way up to 20 reps. Again, we're putting blood flow into the area, we're increasing the heart rate, and therefore we're burning more calories. All right, now I want to go into the next one, muscle building, okay? So when you're training, when you're working out for muscle building, you have to remember this. The key component is to be in what's called a hypertrophy rep range, okay? So you can still do things like supersets, you can still rest in between your sets, but the key is to be in a rep range anywhere from 8 to 12 reps, sometimes going upwards to 15, but staying in that 8 to 12, that's going to be optimal for breaking down the muscle tissue. Because remember, when you're in the gym, you are not building muscle. Doing the workout is not building muscle, it's actually tearing it down. It's doing the opposite of what most people think, which is super beneficial from a psyche perspective if your goal is muscle building. Because the more muscle tissue you break down, the more muscle tissue you have to rebuild with the food that you eat outside of that, right? So I want you to have it in your head when you're in the gym, no matter what you're doing, CrossFit, bodybuilding, classes, you want to stay in a rep range, 8 to 12, that's going to help you break down muscle tissue. Now, when you're in that 8 to 12 rep range, you want to go to failure. You don't just accomplish 8, accomplish 10, accomplish 12. You are failing at that rep range. What does that mean? It means you're taking the muscle to a point of pure exhaustion, which means the muscle tissue is breaking down. Now, if you get the food right, you're going to rebuild that muscle outside of your training routine, okay? That's literally the secret to building muscle. So you can apply that to any exercise you do, any workout you're on for muscle building. But the concept in the mind is what allows these people to build large amounts of lean muscle on their body, because they are going to those failure ranges at that 8 to 12. They're pushing their muscles to exhaustion, to failure. And most importantly, they're repairing the broken down muscle outside of the gym. So that's very important muscle building for exercise. Now let's talk a little bit about lifestyle maintenance, okay? Lifestyle maintenance. So with that, your concept is consistency. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter if it's bodybuilding, CrossFit, group classes, high intensity interval training. What matters is consistency, because your concept is movement. You want movement for longevity over time. Why? Movement does what? Keeps your hips flexible, keeps your blood circulating, keeps oxygenated blood going to all different parts of your body. Movement is the essential component to maintaining a healthy and fit lifestyle. It doesn't really matter what you do, all that matters is movement, and secondary to movement, mobility. Movement and mobility is what keeps you injury free. Because what happens to most people when they get injured? They stop moving, they keep eating, and they start gaining weight. It's happened to all of us. I've been there, I'm sure you have too. So the key to maintenance is movement. It does not matter what you do. It could be group classes, CrossFit, bodybuilding, it doesn't matter, personal training, working out with bands, moving, running, jogging. Movement is the key, and mobility will keep you injury free, okay? So that's the exercise stuff. Now, let's get into the fun stuff. Well, fun for some of us, cardio. So let's talk a little bit about cardio. I'm gonna put these down. Cardio. So let's first talk about fat loss. Cardio for fat loss. So one of the best things you could do cardio-wise for fat loss is doing it fasted in the mornings. What does that mean? You wake up in the morning, you have nothing in your body, no food. The only liquid is water or coffee or tea. The key is no calories. Why? Because when you wake up in a fasted state, your body needs to use something as fuel. So when you do any type of low, keyword, low intensity cardio, your body can tap into its fat storages. Yes, your fat storages as energy. That's the concept behind fasted cardio. It will drastically help you if you are trying to lose weight or fat loss in any program you're doing. Waking up in the morning, moving, low intensity. Low intensity means that, yeah, you can go get heart rate monitors and do all that, but basically low intensity is like, you can, low enough that you can have a conversation, but high enough that you're kind of sweating, right? Your breath is up, you're sweating. So speed walking, jogging, incline walking on a treadmill, stair climber, elliptical. Doing that in the morning before you eat, like before you go to work, before you have to do anything, it's quick, roll out of bed, do it. You will tap into your fat as fuel because you don't have food in your body. There's no carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are always your first form of energy. So there's no carbs. Fat is your second form of energy. There's no fat as food. It can use your body fat as fuel. That is the most ideal time. Secondary to that is going to be after your workouts. So once you're done with the workout, same type of concept of being fasted. You've worked through the carbs, aka glucose. You've worked through that. So if you do the cardio after your workout, you can also tap into body fat. Some people do cardio before a workout. That is pointless. If your goal is fat loss, you want to do cardio to burn fat. Those 2 times that I just told you might have to rewind. Those are the 2 most optimal times to burn fat. Now, let's go into muscle building for cardio, okay? Muscle building. Here's the best time to do cardio. It'll keep you a little bit lean, but you don't want to overdo it. So if you overdo it, then you could put yourself into a caloric deficit. You want to be in a caloric surplus in order to build muscle. You don't want to let cardio put you into a deficit because it will slow you down from building muscle. So one of the best times to do cardio is in the evening. I'll tell you why. In the evening is typically when the metabolism slows down, okay? When we build muscle, we want to have a high metabolism to metabolize food to do what? Send it back to the muscle to rebuild it. If you're doing light, low intensity cardio, or you can do high intensity because it will stimulate some growth hormone. If you do cardio in the evening, it can help stimulate the metabolism, which will cause you to want to eat more, which will cause you to have more food and energy to rebuild the muscle you're tearing down in the gym. right? And if you're eating more, you have more fuel, which therefore can fuel your workouts to break down more muscle to build it. You see how that process works? Now, longevity. Let's talk about that. Well, not longevity, but lifestyle maintenance. Cardio for lifestyle maintenance. Same exact, it's simple because we all want to be to a state of lifestyle maintenance. Same concept as exercise. Movement. Does not matter what you do. Mix it up. You are moving to circulate your blood, to keep your joints active, and to keep your body mobile. Your body was designed to move. You have to move. Doesn't matter what you do. Could be classes, could be running, could be jogging, could be walking, could be biking, could be hiking, could be walking, taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Movement is the key to longevity and lifestyle maintenance, okay? We are doing this, we are focusing with the nutrition on internal health, giving you the flexibility. The key is you've got to keep that body moving. Otherwise, you will develop immobilities within your body. Your hips will get tight, your lower, and then there's a chain reaction. Lower back, hips, hamstrings, and then all hell breaks loose after that. So stay mobile, stay loose, and stay moving. Does not matter what you do or when you do it, just bring consistency to the movement. Alright guys, that's all I have for you guys. Hope you guys got a lot out of this video, no matter what your goal was.